Yeah, right now it's not raining in Manila. It's just a little bit nicer when it's not raining. Sun even, up there. So that's nice. Yeah, you know. Welcome to the Philippines. Yeah, this is the Philippines. Welcome to the channel. A little bit darker now. Yeah, the lighting is not that good in this condo. I have to struggle with it, and find place to sit on, There's not much of windows in this place, so But you manage if you really want to be here where I am now, and I want to be here right now in Manila, and we find a good place and a good spot, to live here in Manila. So yeah, so it's nice to be here. And I'm not a professional to do this with YouTube. We have just started, me and Gina, to make videos about it. But this is the reality to live in the Philippines, as I see it. You make a lot of mistakes when you move here, like I did. But in time as time goes by, you learn a lot. And like I said, I've moved around a bit, and lived for a while in Tacloban, and in Cebu, in Cavite, and now in Manila. So this is really nice to have the experience, from living in the Philippines, to move around. And we are planning to move next year, in the beginning, hopefully next year. And I can't tell you now where we're going to move, but there are two places that are we think of. So yeah, one of these places, is going to be, but I'm not 100% sure. And we have all the time we need now for making sure that we take our time to be sure, so we don't rush things. And that's the thing when you have a family. It's about schools. It's about so there are a lot of things to think about when you move. To live in Philippines for me have been a lot of big changes in my life, and challenges, a lot of challenges, and to learn about to have patience. I have much more patience now than I had when I came 3 years and 7 months ago. So I learned a lot. I have learned a lot about the Philippines, and during this time, and I learn all the time because I'm very interested of learning about the Philippines and the culture and everything. So and there's so much more to see than I haven't seen. Barely nothing, to be honest, because I've moved to these places and when you have a family, and kids and everything, you just don't go to places that much. So you know, there are a lot of things in the future to do now, and places to visit and places to go that I'm very curious about and I want to see. So yeah. So me and Gina is going to go there and to different places and the kids, and that's going to be. We have something really nice to looking forward in the future now. But we plan now for the big thing, to move from Manila to another city, and take the time we need, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward. This way to live right now, I feel, compared to back home, I don't have the stress in me, and I don't have the all the things I felt before when I moved here. About the winter, for instance, the winter's coming, cold, 20 degrees below zero, and oh my God, there were a lot of things that I don't have to think about. I can go around like with summer clothes, all year around. I don't have to have, very thick jackets, and I don't have to wear winter clothes like back home. And I don't have to freeze. I don't have to do that because I hate the winter. That's one of the reasons I moved to the Philippines. And, of course, the situation in my own country. Much more super expensive, everything, and all this gang violence and all the things that was bad that happened. I talked to a lot of old people before I moved, and so many people are afraid to go outside. And that's the reality, that's the reality. So many people, old people, get robbed in my country, in Sweden. So many people have, so they are, there's a reason why they are afraid, so many people. It's not in their imagination or, no. So, yeah. And I felt the same, when I get older, I thought, I was thinking about that. When I get older now, I don't want to get robbed. I never, what happened if I get robbed and they knock me down and they start, kicking me when I lay down? Will I survive? I'm not young anymore. I'm not 20, 30, 40 years, And when I think about this now, when I'm 65 years old, to sit and think about how life was back home, how lonely it was too. The loneliness in Sweden, so many people are alone. I met a lot of guys who were alone because we don't go out. I don't go out and drink in pubs and bars, and I don't go out dancing. I don't mingle that way. So when you don't do that, then you get very lonely. In many ways, and then I had a lot of friends who died, and a lot of my relatives died. So yeah, and to see all these things, and as make me really wonder when I lost my mother 2015, and my aunts my aunt is dead. One of my aunts died 2016, and another 2017, and the last one who lived longest is 2020. Then we're all gone, and and when I see that, and they lived alone too, like I was doing, and yeah. I thought, time went by when I divorced back in 1998 after 19 years marriage, because my wife was cheating on me, and time went by, it was hard to get a grip and to find someone who wants, that I could trust again, and yeah, took many years, until I met Gina, and yeah. So things change, and we met of all places on TikTok. People, if I say TikTok, people say, what? Because TikTok is it's a very poisonous place to meet. I see so many relationships go to pieces. But we never told anybody that we start, having a relationship, because everybody who tell that on TikTok, most of these 99.9% goes to ends very bad. That's one of my experience. Yeah, so, but you can meet on TikTok and still. I met a doctor in Cebu. He met his wife on TikTok, and they were married. So you can find love on TikTok if you are very lucky, very lucky. So that's the truth, and to live here now in the Philippines, with Gina and the kids, and I wouldn't change that for nothing. I'm happy here, and there are a lot of things that I don't like. I must be honest, that I have a hard time to. But would I change anything? Would I, because people are saying, as soon as you say something, I hear that from other guys who tell them, they told me to go home if that I was complaining. Yeah, I heard that too. They've told that to me too, And I'm too old, for that. To other people to tell me what to do or not, And I have my opinion, and I have the right to have an opinion, I don't have to ask anybody about to have an opinion. I'm not a criminal. I don't break the law in the Philippines. I behave. I pay my visa. So of course I have. Everybody have that. But too many foreigners I see, they are too afraid to say anything. And that's sad too. Because they live in fear. And remember, we are guests. Yeah, I'm a guest, but I'm a paying guest. I pay for my visa to stay here, and I don't do anything bad. I am not the criminal. I don't do anything illegal, and I support my wife, and I help my kids, and So I don't know what to expect of me. What are people expecting of me? Of course, I have rights, like everybody else, to have an opinion about things. If I think that someone, even if it's a Filipino, do things wrong to me, of course I'm not going to be quiet about it. It doesn't matter, and that happens a lot. I have a lot of bad experience from people who have done me wrong, and already from the start when I came to this country. So, but I'm still here because I want to stay here. That happens in every country, There are a lot of bad things happen in every country. It doesn't matter which country you live, and that happened to me in my country too. So of course, you can't say that everything is just paradise. Not for me. I don't live in paradise, but I live in a country that I love and respect. That's it. And I respect the people who respect me. That's the way it is back home too. I respect people who respect me. If you don't respect me, I can't respect you. It doesn't matter, I can't respect someone who don't respect me. That goes both ways. But I love the Philippines. That's for sure. I wouldn't be here. Anybody who knows me knows that too. I would never stay here if I didn't like it. That's it. then I will try to make another arrangement for me, Gene, and the kids to leave. But I like it here, and I love it here. You know, this is like I said, this is my home. Philippines is my home. So yeah, that's how it is. And there's so many things I want to do in the future now. Like I said, with Gina and the kids, we have a lot of things to do. I'm looking forward to. So this is home for me. This is home. I probably die here too. So yeah, this is my home, and by my choice, the choice I have made to live here with my family. So guys, take care. The next video. God bless everybody. Bye bye.